Hello. Are we live? Seeing if this microphone works. Does this microphone work? Hello, testing. Hello, testing, testing. We are testing the levels. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can we hear anything? Can we hear? Can we hear? The levels seem very low. Let me see. What's that?
Mm-hmm. What's outside?
Hello. Can anyone hear us? All right. I think this is working. Here, I'll do a little. Hello, 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 right? Hello, 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 and this is As We Go Along with Angel. As we go along with Angel, live stream 2023. Happy Juneteenth. Hare Krishna. Here we are, 2026, end of season 3. All right. Good hello, welcome. Here, let me turn this. Let me just turn that silliness down. Hello, hello, welcome to the season 3 finale of As We Go Along with Angel. Live stream Juneteenth. Here, let me get my notes so I can read this. There we go. All right. So before we get started, actually, let me just play some music. Hopefully it'll go through. Since it's Juneteenth, I think it'd be appropriate to play a great band from Washington, D.C., Bad Brains. Let's see. Hope you can. See. Oh, no. See if I can do something about this because can't hear anything. See. Anyway, trying to play some music for you guys, and for some reason I'm having a hard time. So bear with me. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, screw it. I was going to play some Bad Brains, but it's just not going through. But anyway, welcome to the As We Go Along with Angel Juneteenth live stream season 3 finale and Q&A. I'm Angel. I am so happy to have Athena with us this time.
Hello.
And yeah, just wanted to jump on mainly because season 3 is about to come to an end, and I was hoping to get a new episode out before the end of the season, and that's another topic right there. So, but let's see. Anyway, so first off, thank you for all your support this past season. Since the last time we talked, we've had a few subscribers along the way. So we're at 354. So thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. I feel like there's been kind of a little bit of a momentum, a little push, and it's all from you guys, and just all the feedback we get from not only from our friends but people we're just meeting through the channel. So, but yeah, I don't know. Season 3. What can we say about season 3? Actually, babe, did you know that I actually put together a playlist?
Oh.
So if you go to, well, first off, I hope you guys are subscribed, most importantly, and you're liking all the stuff. But I've been toying around with the page a little bit. So today I actually started to put all the I've been making playlists for certain guests and certain topics, but I wanted to do a playlist of, the seasons, the last 3 seasons. So, and there's Mochi feeling left out. So just a little history about the channel. We started as we go along with Angel, officially June 21st, 2023. So the first thing that we shot for as we go along with Angel was a interview and a jam with my good friend Sappy, Giuseppe, who I've known for a very long time, like when I was still in high school, that long, and also become friends, just over the years and everything. And then years later, about 2012, we started a band with our friend Adam Scott, Jason Walters, which became the Arthur Lane. And then we did that for a number of years, and then went right into Athena's favorite band, Infotapes. But let's see, Chris, the Gen X Muse is here.
Hi, Chris.
You had at least 3 really awesome guests on for the first time ever. True. Yeah. So anyway, so Sappy was the first, and actually Athena was there. So we, I wanted to do my own channel and include Athena into that, being a part of the channel, not only just as support, but also like behind the scenes, manning the camera, all that stuff, supporting, because there was, it was lean times early on. So, and I have a camera which I still have that belongs to my brother, that's been on permanent loan. So I appreciate you, bro.
Being put to good use.
So it's a little gimlet camera, and we shot a chat with Sappy because we have a long history, and actually that is in season 1. So if you go to the channel, I have all the seasons put together, seasons 1 through 3, and let me show you, babe. So this is what we've been. So I was just kind of looking to see what the the amount of content that's come out since we started to versus now. So in season 1, we had about 19 videos.
Okay.
And that's from pretty much from June 21st, 2023 to June 21st, 2024. And then we had a little bit of a growth in season 2, the whopping 42.
Wow, that's a jump.
Yeah. So, and I think a lot of it had to do with we taking control of the channel and the vision therefore. So
the fire sign chats are also easier to edit and plan to get together for too.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to get everybody together at a physical location. So that's kudos to you for the fireside chats.
Oh, well, I mean, and that's a whole other thing because, at one point I don't want to do that kind of style anymore of chatting online. And, it took me some time before I could feel comfortable again to do it. And it's been fun. So like I would say most of season 2 was devoted to all the fireside chats.
Mhm.
I had Anthony Alardi, Bloody Mess. That was the first time that Bloody EF Mess and I started to, get this friendship going that we have now. Let me see. I'm going to answer some questions. Okay. During season 3, I meant to say, yes, I did. So 42, which was a big boost from 19. And then season 3, I would say in the middle. So now 37
okay, so
videos.
Slow down a little bit.
I think the video started to get more ambitious, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but also had some very awesome guests. For example, let's see. Well, starting with Andy Peterson from Apocalypse Hoboken, Mexican cheerleader, the Mons, or is it the Mons? That's the Mons. Anyway, he was great to have. Check that episode out. That's like at least a 2-hour. And then, we did a little experimentation with ASMR, which we still haven't finished.
We have not.
I've
already packed up my classroom.
Right. But we got part 1 and 2 of Athena's
setting up my classroom.
Setting up the classroom, which is great. And then we did a drum circle jam on location thing. So, and then I also had a number of Chicago luminaries. Yes, Andy Peterson for sure. The Byrne brothers, who I've known since the early 90s, and they would show up to a lot of punk shows with their camcorder, which at the time, those ones that are like almost as big as you, and they shot all these amazing shows, obviously before cell phones. So, I mean, their whole thing alone is one of just the fact that they documented all these shows visually. Yeah. And unfortunately, those tapes are still sitting in the closet, and tons of people are always
valuable artifacts.
Yeah, so we got to get on that. And then I did a 2-parter with John Stockfish, aka Johnny Personality, who was the bass player in one of my favorite bands, in a band that I was in called the Vindictives, which I know Chris is a huge fan of the Vindictives. So, but and then this is where things start to kind of go into a new avenue, and I have to say about season 3, because I was thinking about it. It's like I think this is where I start to go beyond my group of friends, and I start reaching out to other content makers like myself.
Okay.
And one of the big gets of season 3 was Lars from the great Lars Land. I hope you're checking it out. But and we've become friends. Athena and Lars talk all the time, and I talk to them all the time. But I started as a fan, and actually in the conversation I tell the story about when I first saw Lars's Magical Mystery Tour video, and just enjoying the energy, enjoying their it's like I think what got me about Lars's videos is that I was experiencing Lars's experience of the Beatles for the first time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which, Chris can attest to this. Like, we love the Beatles. We pretty much have heard almost every single note except for Carnival Light. But we've heard almost everything about the Beatles. And then the fact that Lars is new as a fan. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, that mind of Lars, where it's just like a journalist, but also an enthusiastic young person. And, it's and especially in the Beatles conversation, it's such a, there's all those the Beatles scholars that are, I don't have to name them. Y'all know, some of you guys know who I'm talking about, but yeah, I don't know, especially with older fans, I think, they're so kind of stuck in those old ways. I mean, I guess that's kind of like with history, how history, we're always constantly discovering new things and that disrupt the whole, the fabric or whatever, however people feel or think about the Beatles or their history, things that kind of question what they've heard from other authors and all that stuff. And I think Lars has like a very journalistic view on the Beatles, but also as a fan. I don't know. So anyway, okay. I'm going on a little tangent about Lars, but anyway, so that was a great episode. And then, but also thanks to Lars, they introduced me to another wonderful person who is in the chat, Chris McGovern. Yes, Chris McGovern got part 1 and 2. Oh yeah. No, Lars has a lot of books. That's the other thing they read. So, and it's thanks to Lars that they introduced me to Chris. And, Chris, you and I, we definitely see, there's a shared, I don't know what you call it, just like a shared love and fandom for a lot of the same music. Mm-hmm. You definitely helped me fill in the gaps. And I think I told you about this, Chris, that one of my favorite things about your podcast, the Gen X Muse, which is on Spotify. Also, This Is Lars Land is on YouTube and Patreon. If you want to support Lars, like $5 a month. So anyway, but yeah, so one of my favorite things about Chris's podcast, the Gen X Muse, is that Chris will, cover either albums, movies. They've had interviews, or they've done interviews with like, other content makers, other musicians, writers. Yeah, you'll have to put on the chat like the guests that you had so far. But anyway, but one of my favorite things that Chris does on their pod is just like the 10-15 minute monologue that Chris will do about whether it's about what they're going to talk about or something related. It's one of my favorites. And I think the last time we did a chat, which hopefully should be coming out soon, right? I spent almost 3 hours talking with Chris about You Weren't There, the Chicago punk documentary. And actually, if you're still there, Chris, yeah, I still need to do the show that you asked me that, I think I told you, Chris invited me to kind of do my own episode on their channel. Okay. And I still want to do it. It's the Decline of Western Civilization movie. So we'll have to talk about that. And then, and I see on the chat here, I still want to talk about NRBQ. Yeah, that one is unfortunately has been on the back burner, just in the back burner. Because, Lucy's here. Say hi, Mittens. Here's Mittens. Anyway, Penelope Spears. So I still want to do that for you at some point, but I guess this goes into why there wasn't a season 3 finale episode because so now I'm gonna have to push it for later this summer. But it's going to feature my friend Elliot Dix and his partner Sarah, who wanted to do a fireside chat with them over Zoom. But then Elliot was very insistent that he did not want to go. He didn't want to do it over a computer,
he wanted to do it old school.
He wanted to do it old school at his home in Alston, which is like guess southwest suburb, kind of near what is that? Oak Park, Forest Park. Some of you non-Chicago area folks will not know what I'm talking about. It's where Frank Lloyd Wright, I think, is from.
Oh.
That's where all his homes are. Yeah, there's like a museum and all that around there. But so yeah, we shot it on Valentine's Day of all days. That was a very active February that week.
Yeah.
Let me see. What did we do?
We had 9 Inch Nails that.
So that was following. So that February was wild. So long. Yeah. So Thursday we met up at Delilah's, this rock club, to meet Abigail DeVoe, who.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, and then I'm jumping around, but now we're talking about season 3. Yeah, I had the great Abigail DeVoe. So yeah, we're talking about content makers. Abigail is like the rock star of the YouTube vinyl community, and yeah, Instagram as well. But and yeah, Abby was another. So my connection with Abigail, of course, is through Lars and Chris, mainly because Lars and Abigail, along with another lady named Nancy, we all Nancy fandom, who does Vinyl Fridays. And actually, she just did she's from New Zealand, and she just did a video about, she did her own review on Dark Side of the Moon. And she's cool because she's like she's definitely a musician. So she knows the stuff that I can't even, I'm not good with talking about like music theory or anything like that. So she can break that stuff down. Whereas Abigail's really good with clothes and textile and like kind of rock history. And then of course, Lars is really good with dates, especially when it comes to photos. So like she brings the data. And so those three are called a trifecta, and they're like, they have a text group and everything. So, but yeah. So that's my connection with Abigail. And of course, her, we have a mutual friend, Brian Windorf, wherever you are, shout out to you. And actually Brian was the one that let us know to go meet up and hang out. And that was great. And that was right after I'd put out the two-parter I did for Abigail, which you should check out. That one is fun. And yeah, actually, let me go back a little bit too. So we had so other features on season 3, the Los Doug show from the Empty Bottle. If you don't know Los Doug, they're a Mexican hard rock band from the early 70s. And Brian is the Plastercaster dude. Yeah, so, and that's something I didn't know about Brian until sadly after Cynthia passed, was that they were close. And I think a lot of people knew Cynthia, especially like people that would go out to shows and hang out at bars and stuff. And Brian, he's like, he definitely hangs out. So yeah, shout out to you. But anyway, but yeah, he'd use Cynthia. She was the So who do we got here? Oh, Ted is in the house. What's up, Ted? Thanks for joining. Hey, my brother was asking, do you still work at Whole Foods? Hola. Yeah, Ted, I worked with at Deerfield. I think I've told you about him. Okay. Yeah, so shout out to you, Ted. So anyway, yeah, so those Doug were a hard rock Mexican band, and they played a festival. God, it was 2024 at the Empty Bottle. For you guys who are not hip to Chicago, yep. Okay, yeah, Teddy's still working. Cool. No, George was asking me, so I was just, but actually I was just at Vernon Hills and I saw Eddie. I'll leave it at that. I won't say anything. So, but yeah. So we taped their sets, and check that out if you like classic hard rock. so yeah, the other thing about this season that so yeah, I did a 3-parter with David Wills from Negativland. That is still insane. I know Chris watched every single part of it, I think, during the premiere. So thank you, as always. Like I said, Chris is like just thank you for just being a fan and being a good friend and just like. But and you too, Ted. Thank you for supporting. Just being on here is great. So, but yeah, so another thing about season 3 that I was like feeling very comfortable with editing and just kind of experimenting a lot. And I want to say, like, I was definitely dipping my, kind of getting acclimated to just having fun when we put out the Geezer Singer live at Fallen Log live thing. And that's the other thing. I've been having fun recording bands and putting out full sets. So, and Athena shot this one. But yeah, we did this one in 2024 at Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your videos have kind of like evolved into more like visually creative,
Yeah.
It's the visual creativity is evolving.
Yeah. And that one was
Really
like,
cool.
Yeah, thank you. And that, yeah, and then the Yoko episode, which, and there's not a lot of episodes that I'll watch. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to be a snob and be like, I never watch my stuff, but you're sitting at, you're watching something or you're editing something and you're watching it over the course of hours. And I think with the Yoko one, it took me about a week, which also explains why a lot of these episodes aren't coming as, hot, fresh, and ready.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah. So, which is the other reason why the Elliot Dix episode is taking a long time, because it's over 5 hours of footage that we shot.
And then some technical difficulty.
And some technical difficulty with sound, which, I mean, I could maybe live with it. The audience might be able to live with it, but yeah, and I'm just having trouble trying to just. It's like my apocalypse now, Except I'm, I guess, Francis Ford Coppola and whoever. Oh, Walter Murch.
It's Punk Rock Productions DIY.
Yeah, it's A&A. So, but yeah, like the Yoko one was the one that I was really like, and I whenever I shoot this stuff, whenever we shoot this stuff, and then when I'm looking at it, I'm not necessarily like, I have this in mind. I mean, I might have a few things like, okay, let me put that in my brain, and then when I see the footage, that I'll try it out. But that one was just like, okay, I have a lot of like footage of all the pieces, just the exhibits and everything, and us interacting with it. But I kind of just wanted to be playful with it, just like Yoko's work is very playful. So
yeah.
Ted said, I started to watch Peter Jackson's Speed. Oh, nice. So you're just getting it yeah. I want to see that again. I definitely was excited when it first came out. Man, during the pandemic. You know what you were doing during the pandemic, Ted. I know what I was doing. Watching a lot of Beatles documentaries in particular. Get Back. It was just like comfort food. So anyway, so moving along. Oh, and then of course, I also got to have a chat with Scott Parker, the great Scott Parker, who is one of Chris's oldest friends, and that was funny too, to find out that we're both have our mutuals. But Scott does. Well, I know Scott through his Frank Zappa podcast, the ZappaCast, which he's been doing for I think he said 11 years, maybe. Yeah, I could be wrong. Shout out to you, Scott. I actually been talking to him. We have this very interesting like back and forth that we do, where I'll message him something, and then the next day, like usually in the AM, I'll get a response from him. And then I'll respond back or say something. And then the next morning, AM, there's a message, which is great. It's like, I mean, you know, obviously he's a busy guy. You know, he's a writer. He's also a musician. I know. I think they're playing this week. Let's see. I mean, 4 people. How could I forget Scott? Yes. Yeah. So yeah, Chris has known Scott since 1990. And then of course there's a story in there, which now that I think about it, that might be the one I used for the season 3 year in review episode, whenever that comes out. but there's the story about Scott and Chris going to see Bob Dylan in 1991 in Connecticut. I forget where the venue was. It was like an outdoor thing, and it was the one where you know, there was a lot of weed smoke and Bob going like, "Smells really good out there." And then the story about the the woman that gets on stage goes towards Dylan, and Dylan going, "Leave that girl alone," or let that girl alone. But yeah, apparently he was drunk. That was the story. So, but yeah, and actually Chris tells that story in their episode when we were talking, because you know, I only same thing basically, yeah. But yeah, I think both of you guys have, like, you know, a little bit of you know, a little bit of meat to the skeleton of the story. So I would love to hear both of you, just like talking about the Dylan show. But you know, I told my story about the one time that I not only saw Dylan, but I worked for Dylan's crew doing catering, and just seeing Dylan on stage wearing a hoodie. But I didn't know it was at first. I'm like, is that a homeless guy on stage? Oh no, that's Dylan. Smoking a cigarette on stage, and he's like directing the band, but it's like, you know, I'll do my impersonation. He wasn't even talking. It was just more like this. So if I was like, I want you to go and play it like this. I don't know. Yeah, well, I mean, that would be some detective work to find the girl. Let that girl alone. Yeah, and he didn't finish his he had a fruit plate with it was like a tea, coffee service and a candle.
This is when you catered.
Mm-hmm. And it was on his rider. That was the thing. It was like these were the things that he needed for his room. Mm-hmm. But 9 out of 10 times he never stopped in there. It was more like, the word I heard was symbolic, whatever that means. But yeah. I mean, it was just Dylan behind the keys, and that was like 3 nights that he did at the Aragon. And I think the next night was okay. So that was the first night. So it was the third night, which happened to be on Halloween. And there was a whole thing about him doing this awkward Halloween joke. I forget. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, so yeah, so that story and more is on the Scott Parker part 1 and 2. And yeah, I am super proud. There's a few that I'm very proud about. But the live set that we shot and edited for the band Job, or Job. That
was really cool.
That was a lot of fun. I mean, it was great to watch it live, and also just, you know, and of course that room it's sonically it's a really good room, but the lighting on there was kind of like, it was a little funky, but it was great because I can kind of play with that. And I don't know. Chris has a question. How was your birthday, Athena?
It was good. I mean, it was like like, it was not very, like, anticlimactic, I guess. You know, I think 50, you know, it wasn't like a big, huge thing, but I did get to go to a vegan restaurant, so that was nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty chill. How was yours? Since we're birthday buddies.
Yeah. Mine was very small, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely stretched out, you know, try to do stuff. I know.
I just had a lot going on. Like, I was just coming back from 8th grade camp, exhausted, and then we had stuff going on that weekend.
Oh,
something.
we went for massages.
Yes, yes, we did. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had graduation coming up, 8th grade graduation, so it was too much going on.
Yeah. And I think I was like, oh, we should do this because there was a barn show that we were going to go.
Oh yeah, but I got back too late it was like a 4-hour drive from Michigan.
Yeah.
After a week of camping with 8th graders and not getting any sleep, I'm like,
yeah.
I just want to go home and go to sleep, or at least get in my bed, take a shower.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and this was so a friend of mine has these like private shows in his barn, so like somewhere in the north side of Chicago, and I've been wanting to check him out. I mean, this guy always has all kinds of interesting acts, but and one of my friends' bands were performing, and it just didn't work out, and I kind of knew it too because I'm like, man, it's gonna be. I mean, and you even offered to let me go by myself, or at least have somebody.
Yeah, because I was like, have a plan B, because I might not like. I have a feeling I'm not going to want to do anything when I get back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I would have loved to do some kind of party for a thing. I mean, it's never, not to say we're not going to have a party, but yeah, I definitely was hoping to at least do a show around her birthday. So, but yeah, hopefully maybe the twin Geminis have a party next year, Chris. Well, you have to let us know what your living situation is going to be down the road. So, yes, and also Rocco, yeah. So see, the other cool season 3 thing that we were trying out or have been trying out is doing live stream, fireside chats live, and that's another thing too. I'm one of my fantasies with the channel is doing doing the fireside chats, but doing it in a live setting like a club with a band.
Need to get good microphones.
Oh that. yeah. And Chris, you were the first test subject doing the chats, and that's also available to watch. It's like over 3 hours. How many times have you watched it, Chris? I have yet to revisit it. I want to check it out at some point because I'm probably going to want to edit it, but I don't know. I know you've watched it at least more than once, so. But anyway, yeah. So I did a few, probably more times than you. Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you. So we did I have a playlist with all the live streams actually. And this live stream will be on the playlist too, so check it out later. Yeah, so we had Rocco, and that one was just as long as the one with Chris, like over 3 hours. And yeah, shout out to you, Rocco, if you're out there. Rocco Pinocchio, who goes also by the stage name of RFP, is a talented musician, and he's like. He's a young guy, but young guy, old soul, solid, talented musician. And actually, how I got to meet Rocco was he just straight up hit me up and was like, "Hey, like, I'm a fan of yours, of the Vindictives, because I was a Vindictive for one album, the Hypnopunko record, which you can find online. But he was just a fan of the work."
No.
What's
you want me to get more?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you. But so he just hit me up about wanting to he wanted to do an interview with me for his channel, which is RFP Music. Check it out. And I haven't talked to him since that live stream, which was, gosh, that was like a while. That was at least 2 months ago. So And then the last one, the last Fireside Chat Live is the one I did with Nixt, which is the Midwest violent hardcore band supergroup featuring Scott Shillhammer.
That was good.
It's violent hardcore.
I think you should definitely do more, get bands together.
Yeah.
And do a live stream all together.
Yeah, like American football, oh my God, that would be like if I can get those boys together. The next one was a lot of fun. And and once again, these are guys that I've known for like at least 30 plus years at this point, like when we were still kids, still living at our parents' house, and just like learning our craft, or either supporting each other or practicing and doing bands and all that stuff. And here we are, like in our 50s, and we're still doing stuff. So
you should do the geezers.
Oh yeah.
You should do Infotape / the Arthur Lane. That one would be an easy one.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. Actually, I'll put that on the notes. So yeah, let me just write that down. Let's see. Live Fireside Chat with Arthur Lane, or Tall. That was our Infotapes. All right, got it. Good. That's how we work. Yeah, it's funny that I guess we are one. Well, you're also kind of 2 degrees separated from Haley. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to get with Ben soon, because I don't know. I know we're talking about Ben from Out of the Archive. He was doing a live stream yesterday. I was kind of peeking in, checking it out. So it seems like those live streams are he's having fun with them. And I think I threw a comment just saying hi, and of course I'm not expecting to hear from him, because there's just so many comments, which is a good sign. I mean, and like I said, Chris is just, you're knocking it out. So he read my chats yesterday. Oh, okay. So you what did you ask, or what did you throw in for Ben? Yeah, I need to talk to him too, because we were supposed to do a chat in March or April, and I totally spaced it out. I mean, yeah. So I need to circle back with him and solidify it. I'm also, I feel like I won't be able to get anything out until I finish this Elliot Dix. So, or I did do one chat before, like about 3 weeks ago, with my friend Scott Thompson, another punk Chicago dude who ran a record label called Harmless, and also does another label. So we did a chat. Yeah, it was at least a couple months ago, or a month ago, and so that'll be coming. But yeah, let's see. So yeah, so I think season 3 season 3 has been a real doozy of a season. I also did Annie Sanders. I did 2 parts with her, which not to toot my own horn, but those were pretty solid with the views. A lot of these, obviously part 1 with Abigail was almost 500. But yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, Chris said, I just mentioned your version of Havan, and also the Life with Grandpa videos, but he hadn't known about, oh God. Life with Grandpa. Oh yeah, Chris, you love bringing this horrible video up, but in the chat, can you give me just for Athena, just give a summary about Life with Grandpa, because I can't do it justice. yeah, it's very disturbing. That's all I can say. And very Christian. All right. So, but yeah, thank you about, yeah, Annie Sanders was great. That was a lot of fun. And then, yeah, threw a few curveballs, like this old one that we did when we were at the Old North Church in Boston, which we need to go back and do.
100%. I need to go back to Boston. That's honestly, that would be like my number one birthday, Christmas gift, whatever.
Yeah,
to go back to Massachusetts for like a whole week. I would say like half the week in Boston, half the week in Salem.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to sponsor us to go out there, we'll shoot all the video. We'll adopt us. Yeah, we'll take benefactors. So anyway, so we shot some footage at the Old North Church. Yeah, it was a fun experiment. Unfortunately, that was the shoot where I had the microphone on
inside your
jacket, so the audio is just, and it sucks because there was an organist practicing, and I was like, oh, we're gonna capture the audio. Nope. I think the audio that was salvageable is in there. It's just kind of blended in with the other organ music I found.
Oh, I thought it was just the part where they were actually ringing the bells.
Oh, there was the bells, yeah.
But you had to use your sound from your camera, though, right?
Well, I had the phone. I had my phone because I shot that on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So, but anyway, but yeah, there's still a lot more footage from that week, or not even a week. It was what, 3 days, 4 days. So
yeah, we had to cram so much in a little bit of time.
Yeah,
so I need to go back.
Yeah, so.
And I was also starstruck by all the historical sites, and I was like, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean,
now I'm like, I know what it is to be there.
Yeah.
And what to focus on. So.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. So let's see. I'm running down the other episodes. Yeah, I had Victor Villarreal on, an old friend of mine. Some of you guys know him from Cap'n Jazz, Ghost and Vodka, Joan of Arc, Owls, and then his own project. And yeah, he's another, like I said, an old friend of mine that knew each other when we were just teens, and you know, back when he was in the pre-Cap'n Jazz band Toe Jam. And yeah, like it was really cool to like reconnect with him. And that one, we did that one in February, like in the most, it was the coldest winter that we had this year. And that one was interesting because I had to get up early because Victor lives in the UK, so he's about 6 hours ahead. So I had to get up around like 6:37 to make this chat at 8 a.m., which is like 2 o'clock his time. It was a little discombobulated, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't mind it. It was cool to be up that early, and yeah, we had a good chat. Yeah, and then yeah, you mentioned David Wills, the weatherman. Yeah, that's a 3-parter. That one was also wild and just a lot of fun to talk. And you know, it's always cool for as long as I've known David, and it's been what, 5 years now. You know, it's interesting to see that this man who you know, I grew up listening to those Negative Land records when he was probably like well, he wasn't quite my age then, but we're like talking when I was a teenager, and he was probably in his 30s, in his 40s, and hearing his voice on all those records growing up, and then getting to know him, and just hearing that voice back as an older man, it's still like, wow, it's just like it's the David I grew up listening to, and it's wild to see him just kind of like let his freak flag fly. I mean, yeah, and this is the of all the Firesign chats that Lars has watched or whatever. I don't know if they watched them, but this was the one that Lars has refused to watch because just all the weird sex stuff and all, being aroused by the smell of burning plastic and like what was the thing he was talking about, like when he was taking a crap and like his nose was running.
Okay.
Sorry. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's not for the faint of heart, but very cool. Yeah, so did Lars watch my episode? I'm not sure. That is a good question. Well, Lars has said that they don't watch, other music content makers. And I mean, I'm guessing, no, I know Lars watched the episode that I did. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe Lars is out there. Anywho, so let's see. So yeah, so we're all just winding down, and so yeah, kind of did a full circle with Victor because Victor wanted to do follow up from the last chat because, and this is something that I have talked to when I've asked this question to my other guests. A lot of them get very either they have an easy answer or they get tripped up on what they want to say. But the number one question, what is your recipe for a long lasting friendship? And I know Vic was having a hard time kind of like trying to articulate what he wanted to say. I mean, I thought it was okay. I thought it was usable, but then he messaged me right after. This was the first chat we did, and he was like, "Hey, like, can I? You think I could do that again at some point?" And I'm like, "Sure." It's going to be a while. I can't tell you when I'm going to start. So, I mean, I sat on that interview for like I would say 3 months before I actually started editing it, and then so then that was the result. And actually, that turnaround time was a little quicker this time. So there you go. That's the history of that episode, the epilogue. So I know, but you asked about more things than music. Yeah, I guess I mean, music is always that's the connective tissue, obviously, of this channel, but it's also friendships and how those friendships endure over time. And I mean, I heard something. I was listening to Kamala Harris being interviewed by Don Lemon, and let me just say, like, hearing her voice just made me less anxious, and I felt very like it just was very soothing and always wonderful to hear. But and she was talking about I think it was kind of like she was equating dealing with like other countries diplomacy is kind of like friendships. It's like just the kind of respect you put towards a friendship, and being being able to work things through, be just be how friends are with these, good friends, how we keep these friendships. And a lot of it is this consistency and like just being keeping tabs on each other, or like I don't know, just and helping each other out and supporting out whatever you can. So I don't know, I was hearing that, it's like, okay, like I totally know what it's kind of what I feel like in this scene. And it's something that it's been a byproduct of this channel is, and I got a really lovely message from Scott Shellhammer, who's in Next, who we did the live stream with, about how because of the channel and watching past episodes, and he's been reconnecting with a lot of our friends. So, and I think that's, I guess, whether it's, even though like, I'd love to get more subscribers, I love to get more views, please like and subscribe. And, I just want to keep doing this, but, ultimately, like hearing that is beautiful to hear. Like, I appreciate that more than anything. Just like, this, if it helps other people outside of that conversation, outside of whatever episode, whatever I put out, blah blah blah. So
helps bring people together.
yeah. So do we get a do-over on our making good friendships question? I love your answer, Chris. What was that? Just don't piss me off. Yeah, no, I've definitely been thinking about, we need to at some point we need to do a part 2 with you. So but yeah, like if you want to elaborate more on that question, then yeah, we can definitely do it. Let's see, Lars was watching the live stream that time because they responded to me wondering about how Abby is able to keep track of the entire genre of rock. I do remember that, yes. That first live stream, you were there, was a lot of fun. That was celebrating our, what was it, 250, 300 subscribers.
Mhm.
I feel like we get 100 subscribers throughout the year. So by season 4, we'll be at 400. Yeah. So, but yeah, I remember that was quite a, that was an epic one. Chris was there, can attest to that. Alfred Martin was on, and then we got a surprise visit from Jose from JCM, Led Zeppelin Stories and More, who I also go support him. I've been wanting to get him on the channel, and I've asked him several times because I'm also a patron of his. So go check him out. Which has been cool because we definitely have a lot of similarities, as far as music goes, and then of course, he's actually very excited when I sent him a lot of my music, and he was blown away by how good it was, and just being like, "Oh my god!" Like, it's like most of the time, I don't want to say anything, but yeah, most of the time he gets a lot of music sent to him. I'll just put it that, and he really liked the stuff that I shared with him, and I didn't push it. It's always like I'm not the best when it comes to hustling. I mean, I'll send stuff randomly, but not, I don't send things unsolicited. I always just say, hey, I play in these are my, I played in this band and that, I do this, and like, send me some stuff. So hope we could do the show. I wanted him to do the podcast. Yeah, I mean, I know. Well, actually, Jose he did an interview recently with, I think it was one of the guys that played with Robert Plant, like one of his session guitarists who also has a YouTube channel. I'm trying to figure that out, or trying to figure out the name of it. But they did like a collab talking about, I think, In Through the Outdoors, which Jose is very obsessed with. In Through the Outdoors, the last Zeppelin album, and that's how I first heard about him, because he did this 7-part episode or 7-part series on the In Through the Outdoor records, and I believe it was because, well, he said that he's never seen a documentary or anything about that particular album online, and he wanted to do it, and he did it, and yeah, he's doing all kinds of cool stuff, and he was live streaming yesterday afternoon, which is always a hoot when he gets on. So let's see. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just running down this whole season, and then stuff so Elliot Dick's episode that should be coming out this summer. Be patient. Hopefully I don't collide in with anything that Lars puts out, because I think Lars is putting out a new video on Paul McCartney on the new record. Andy Edwards is a drummer, so it's probably not him. Oh, that is a good question. Yeah, Andy Summers is a drummer, so it's probably not him. I don't know if it was I thought it was somebody that played in Robert Plant's band. So let's see. Yeah, as far as like stuff on the horizon, so after this season, the Elliot Dix episode, my chat with Scott Thompson, and then I mean, I guess start booking guests.
Mhm.
But other stuff that we have planned. So Athena's on summer break right now, so we're gonna try to do as much as we can, like some fun stuff. But right on your last day of school, we did the Geezer Senior played at the Punk Rock Tacos Fest at Livewire in Chicago, which you shot footage from that show, but that was fun. It was our first show in over a year and a half.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, I mean, people ask me, "Oh, how was the show?" And all I could say was, "Well, it wasn't our worst, but it wasn't our best." But we did win the hearts and minds of a few. In particular, this guy that kept on coming up to you, what was his name, Joe?
I think so.
Yeah, this like older cat. You see him at shows, just like totally like, "Hey, what's up?" Like party guy. He was wearing this T-shirt with the word "thank you." Like, I don't know if you know those plastic bags with the "thank you" like multiple times or whatever. And he took a shining to Jack, but then as soon as we started playing, he kept on coming up to Athena. And what was he saying to you?
He's just like, "Athena, these guys are great. Athena, I love these guys. Athena, I think this is my new favorite band."
And then when you say about my glasses,
oh yeah, I love how he keeps trying to put his glasses back on while he's playing.
Which that was So, and I was talking to Scott Parker. So we have this very interesting. I think we were talking about that earlier. Like, I sent him a message, and then he sends me a message the next day, or a response back the next day in the morning. And then and we were talking about playing live these days and how, I mean, there's fun and joy in playing live, but I think it's the process and the whole, like, just getting ready for it is my least favorite part.
Okay.
And it's crazy to say it now. I don't know, maybe it's because I being 51 now, because I don't know, maybe it's just my opinion on it. But no, yeah, Scott loves, like, I think that's where it came down to, like, we're not going to stop playing anytime soon. Like, I think that's always going to be, it's always going to be in our blood. And even if we didn't play for that amount of time, I mean, I was still playing. I mean, we were working on the rock opera that was taking up a lot of time, and then practicing. I mean, so I'm always constantly playing, but as far as like going out to play, definitely not touring at this point. Jeez, I can't imagine.
Your glasses.
But anyway, so my glasses kept on flying,
as they always do.
And I always, I'm trying to be like, but it's weird. Some shows the glasses stay on, but other shows they don't. You don't think so?
No. Which is like why I always say, like, just take them off at the beginning.
Right.
Because you keep like playing, and then the next thing you know, they fly off and you're just like, now you could really play.
Yeah.
So I say just start off without wearing them. Just take them off before it's time to play.
Okay.
Either that or get a strap for your glasses.
Or get goggles like Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo. Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, so I was fighting a battle with my glasses because I want to look at the audience. I want to see the whites of their eyes. I want to see them, like, I don't know. Were there people, like, I couldn't see if there was people moshing. Do we have, or were they just staring at us?
Well, I was kind of in the front, so I wasn't really looking behind me. Yeah. But there would always be like a couple guys that I had to kind of like steer clear of, make sure I don't get bumped into. Yeah, which we know that from when we were shooting the set for Bloody F Mess, which is also on the channel, one of our other rock films. But it was that one was
also we were having to deal with like, well, Athena mostly was dealing with like drunk guys like pushing her out of the way or trying to push her out of the way. I mean, it was just like, yeah, and it was of course St. Patrick's Day weekend, so it was,
Everybody was drunk.
yeah, everyone's just, yeah. So, and yeah, no offense to Livewire, but I don't know. It's a hard place to play, and especially when, and I was telling this to Scott, like how I just felt like I was overheating.
Oh yeah.
So, and at one point during the set, I think it was the last song of the set, Donate or Advise, where you know, we do these long pauses in between. Yeah, you'll have to see it, but I got off the stage and kind of like said hi to everyone. I think I said hi to you.
Oh yeah.
And like I was doing that to be funny, but I was also doing it because I'm like, I needed some air. And then Joe was like, "Oh my God, you guys are great. You're my favorite drummer." And I'm like, okay, like I gotta go back on stage. So anyway, but yeah, that was so that was our so that was a fun set. And then my friend Todd's band Pussy played their first show, and that was also a lot of fun.
That was good.
Except they had a long technical difficulty with their guitar. Yeah, where it was like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes of just like nothing, of just them trying to figure out, because I think their guitar player.
Well, they had a lot of fog going too.
They also had
a smoke machine, fog machine.
Yeah.
Well, it started with incense. I was like, wow, that incense is really giving off a lot of smoke. And then next thing you know, the whole place was just like a cloud.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Chris says they were the Grateful Dead of the roster that night. Yeah, and apparently, as we learned afterwards, the drummer decided to take mushrooms before the set, and he was proud of it. He's like, I need to be on. What did he say? He was doing it to stay alert, or at least to keep him on his toes.
I mean, he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I'm supportive of that.
Probably helped him focus.
Exactly. Yeah.
Get into the zone.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, they could have done a Turn on Your Love Light for 45 minutes. So, but yeah, other than that, that was a fun, horrific weekend. And then coming up next week, well, yeah, actually a few things. Speaking of the Arthur Lane boys and the Infotape boys, we're going to go see them next week. They're coming over. Or Adam, our guitar player who lives in LA, is going to be returning for like a week and a half in the Chicago area, Michigan. So, so whenever he comes through, we always get together. And actually, there's an episode. I think it was it season 3 or season 2? Oh yeah, it was season 2. And of course, it's all in the playlist. We got together, I think it was 2023, and recorded a song. So every time we get together, we always hang out, but we also try to do, a song or two.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time now, we're only able to get a song done. But, and we shot footage of just us clowning around. It was also the night that...
there was a tornado?
There was a tornado warning.
I hate tornadoes.
Yeah. It's one of
my worst fears.
Yeah. So, and we were driving. We were in the middle of all of it. So imagine that.
Yeah. And everybody's just like, well, let's just keep playing. I'm like, shouldn't we go in a basement on the first floor? I
mean, well, the studio that we're in is pretty fortified to begin with. I mean, there's the glass. I mean, we were keeping an eye on the weather and everything, and we're just like, yeah, I don't know. I felt somewhat secure, but yeah, I mean, I guess worst came to worst, we would have to go downstairs. But anyway, but it's all captured: the anxiety, the insanity, the hilarity, and yeah. But anyway. So that's all I got, but I did say this is a Q&A, so if there's any questions, I see how many people are on here. there's at least 4 people, right, who are watching this. So, yeah, not including us. So, yeah, if there's any questions, I don't want to keep everyone too late because I know it's I know Chris. Let's see. Oh, Dylan. Hey, what's up, Dylan? All the way from New Zealand. Thanks for coming on, man. But yeah, so Dylan, I don't know how long you've been on here, but yeah, just kind of going through talking about a bunch of stuff, guests that I've had in this past season. So, and I'm just leaving it up to anybody if they have any questions about anything, I'll be happy to answer. So, okay, no, we're good. I don't know if you saw the title. So this is a season finale, season 3 finale. Also, we're celebrating Juneteenth. So, and then I'm also kind of opening it up as a Q&A. But yeah, I've just been talking about, let's see, bye, Mochi. Yeah, come here, pups. Oh, Dylan, I don't know if you've met this guy. There he is. This is Mochi. This is our pup. This is our multi-poo mascot of the group, of the band. He's doing the side eye right now to you, just like.
Yeah, he's our emo dog.
Yeah, very. There we go. See, he's got very soulful, very sad eyes sometimes, but yeah. You want to get down? Anyway, see you later. Oh, guess he's not ready to go. There we go. This is how Mochi is when we're driving. Actually, picture us if we were driving right now. Where I'm usually driving us to the city because Athena doesn't like driving into the city. I'm so used to it.
I don't like driving into the city. I don't like driving in the city.
Mm-hmm. So, and when we're lucky enough, we can say hi to I love this. But we were actually, Athena was mentioning something earlier about how she's really kind of bummed that there's not a lot of places that we can take this guy with, because that's the thing about I don't know, what is it that they say, like they see what we want them to see, or animals, like especially dogs, like they get to they experience the world wherever we take them.
Yeah.
And so we try to take him to as many places as possible.
Yeah, I hate leaving him alone.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully when I do go to my folks throughout the week to do caretaking, I bring Mochi, but he's on vacation right now, so he's staying. But anyway, so when we're driving and we get to take Mochi on a trip, he's usually on her lap, but then he'll be on my lap while we're driving.
He goes back and forth.
Yeah, like so.
I mean, we realize it's not the safest. But
yeah, I mean,
we were looking into getting seatbelts, but it's like they have to ride in the back, and he would not do well.
Yeah,
in the back seat. So he has to be close to us.
Yeah. So, but anywho, but yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's been over an hour, so I'm cool. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, please. I'm probably just gonna cut the stream just because take it easy. Oh yeah, tomorrow we're going to a wedding. Our guitar player Tim Pickens and the future Mrs. Pickens, Liz Coffey, is getting married 69 minutes ago. 69. So Tim, who's the guitar player in Geezer Senior, he is getting married to his longtime partner Liz Coffey, wonderful lady.
It's gonna be on a boat ride, so I got to get all my motion sickness meds and
Yeah.
candies and gums ready.
Yeah, I know it's weird because yeah, Chris is saying that they haven't been to a wedding in ages, and I remember talking to my brother about this, and he said something like, "Yeah, it's just a lot of our friends are in our age now. Like a lot of them are not getting, they already got married, they already have kids, so all that stuff is." So I think the last wedding we went to was 2022.
When did Alexis?
Oh, that was 2024.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was like, yeah, I guess that was the last wedding. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but then before that, you're right. It was like the one that was at the Irish Center.
Yeah, the Irish American Center. Our friend Dan Dietrich got married. And they actually had like a jazz band, which was kind of wild. Let's see. I forgot this was my first one after coming out. Oh, okay. What, your first wedding after coming out? I was at my neighbor's wedding in 2022. I forgot this was my first one after coming out. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is the version of Chris that I know. The rebirth, the reborn Chris McGovern. So yes. So yeah, I can't even imagine what that Chris was like in 2020 prior to 2021. So, but I love this version. So anywho, yeah, so we're going to a wedding tomorrow on a boat in Lake Michigan, off of Navy Pier. I don't know if you're familiar or have ever heard of Navy Pier, but it was originally it was a naval base or it was a naval pier in Chicago, which then kind of went decrepit. They used to do this Chicago festival that I used to go to as a kid, and then it kind of like was left abandoned for a while until it got spruced up and everything in the 90s, and now it's like this tourist trap hellscape. But they have like, that's where a lot of boats are, yachts are docked and everything, so they're gonna have a wedding on this boat. It's gonna be wild. And I guess we're gonna see a firework display right off Navy Pier. They do that, so yeah, it's gonna be kind of a wild time downtown. Let's see. So Dylan says in New Zealand they are arresting people living on the street. What is the situation like that for people homeless where you are? Okay, wow. So they're just snatching people up off the street. So where we live, we're not necessarily in a city center. I mean, we do see people like begging for money, like on the intersection. I mean, technically it's kind of a suburb. It's a suburban type sprawl situation. So there is a public transportation infrastructure around where we live. So, I mean, but for the most part, they're not arresting people here. Chicago, yeah, I mean, they're not arresting anybody that's homeless. In fact, like, I mean, obviously they clear homeless people off of like public parks and just other places. But I mean, we go to the city at least, once or twice a week, and occasionally I'll see like, people with all their possessions underneath overpasses, like around like the highways. But yeah, I mean, it is horrible. It is like it's a shame for this country, especially like, we're supposed to be the richest country in the world, but we have a lot of people that are just like don't have homes, that are like living in their cars or however they're living. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. So Chris says the only person we know that knew me previous to coming out is Scott Parker. Yes. And I'd be curious to hear about you know Scott's, I don't know. Like I said, I would love to have you and Scott to do a Zoom chat. So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got. Babe, you got anything else? Anything you want to promote?
Not in particular. Just do you know when? Well, you don't know when the rock opera is coming out. Right?
Oh yes, the Tim of Time rock opera by Geezer Senior. No, I mean I'm hopefully before the end of the year. So it's recorded. It still needs to get mixed. There's still some mastering that needs to get done, but I mean it's all the tracking is done now. So so Dylan says it's pretty horrible here. They are asked to move on from the CBD. If they don't move on, they are arrested, fined $3,000. Wow, or sent to prison. Really sad. No empathy. Sorry for the full-on question. No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is wow. In New Zealand, I mean, I still have to go. I have, like I said, I have a number of friends in New Zealand, and they've always, open an invitation to go see them, but I always kind of assume New Zealand is tolerant, or at least I don't know. Definitely not as heavy-handed with their homeless. Let's see. Yeah. And then Nancy, Vinyl Fridays fandom is from New Zealand as well. I'm not sure where she's from, but anyway. All right. I'm gonna just we're just gonna call it. And thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for new episodes coming down. Hopefully get something this summer. Also look out for the collaboration with myself and Lars. They're doing a whole project on Live Aid, which at this point now we're coming up to a year working on this thing. So hopefully you'll be hearing something about that soon. But anyway, take care of yourselves. Thank you, Chris, Dylan, for coming out. Yeah, Stranger Things as well. Lars is doing that. Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna be still doing. We're gonna have a good season. Season 4 is gonna be fabulous. If season 3 is any indication of what the next year's coming will be, the next seasons, it's gonna be fun. And as always, share, like, love each other, and
happy Juneteenth.
And happy Juneteenth. Yes. Be safe out there, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.